Good evening, dear listeners.
I am Amrinder Singh, and today I feel honored to speak on a topic that may sound simple at first, but has the power to change the future of our cities, our health, and even our lifestyle. That is, share the road. That is, building a cycle-friendly future. You know, in today's world, when we often measure progress by the speed of our vehicles, bigger cars, faster bikes, wider roads, somehow we started believing that speed means success. But sometimes I wonder, while our vehicles became faster, did life really become better? Traffic increased, pollution increased, stress increased, and somewhere in between we lose that noise. We quietly left behind something very, very beautiful that is called bicycle. Now close your eyes for a moment and think of the very first bicycle you ever rode. Maybe it was slightly too big for you. Maybe your feet barely reached the pedals. Maybe someone held the seat from behind while you were nervously tired, tried to balance. And then suddenly you came that magical moment when you realized nobody is holding you anymore. You were riding on your own. That feeling, freedom, excitement, and that confidence. For many of us, life's very first taste of independence came on two wheels. Bicycle is never just a bicycle. It is childhood. It is our simplicity, memories, and our freedom. Almost every listener hearing me right now probably has a memory connected to cycling. It could be racing with your friends, going to school, buying groceries for parents, or falling down and leaning back up again. You know, what feels strange today? That when a child says, Papa, I want a bicycle, parents smile happily. But when an adult says, I go to work by cycle, people react with surprise. I mean, almost as if cycling is something we are supposed to grow out of. But if you really think carefully, the bicycle may actually be one of the smartest inventions human ever create. No fuel, no pollution, less noise, less stress, better health, and perhaps even a better connection with the world. Today, many people spend thousands of rupees joining gyms. Just go to cycle on stationary machines, while real bicycles stand outside our homes gathering dust. Isn't that ironic? Every morning in our cities, it begins with almost the same way. Horns, traffic jams, people checking watches. Everybody is in a hurry. Yet somehow we are always late. And have you noticed something? Faster life becomes, the lesser time people seem to have for themselves. Children spend more time indoors. Lifestyle diseases are increasing. Pollution is increasing. And even patience seems to be disappearing from the society. Maybe the solution is not always more speed. Maybe sometimes the solution is balance. And what teaches balance better than the bicycles? Because that actually taught us how to be balanced in a very initial age of our life. I grew up in the city and I still remember, mornings that felt calmer than they do today. Children cycling to school, milkmen on bicycles, newspaper boys quietly moving through empty streets before sunrise. There was less rush, but somehow more peace. Back then, roads felt part of the neighborhood. Today, many roads feel like battlefields. Everyone wants to overtake everyone. Nobody wants to slow down. Everybody is racing. But honestly, where are we racing to? There is something very beautiful about cycling. When you are inside a car, you mostly see traffic. But when you are on a bicycle, you see life. You notice like the tea stall uncle opening his shop very early in the morning. Along with that, you hear birds. You feel that cool morning air. You notice trees which you normally ignore. And for few moments, you feel connected to the surroundings. I remember seeing an old man once, probably around 70, 75 years old. He was riding a simple black bicycle, slowly bicycling through the market. He was wearing no fancy gears, no expensive cycle, no hurry. On the other hand, cars were honking, people were rushing, everyone looked stressed, but he looked peaceful. And honestly, for a moment, I felt like he understood life better than the rest of us. Cycling is not only about fitness. For many Indians, a bicycle is still survival. The newspaper boy, the milkman, the delivery worker, the factory worker, student traveling long distances to school. For millions of people, a bicycle is still a dignity. It helps them earn honestly. It helps them to reach schools, to support their families, and continue moving forward despite difficulties. So when we disrespect a cyclist on the road, sometimes we are disrespecting hardworking people. Those are simply trying to live with honesty and self-respect. Today, many countries around the world are building cycle-friendly cities. Not because people cannot afford cars over there, but because they have understood something very, very important. That is, a developed city is not one where everybody drives cars. It is one where even a rich person feels safe and comfortable riding a bicycle. Imagine roads with proper cycle lanes, children cycling safely to school, office goers cycling short distances instead of burning fuel unnecessarily. Clean air, less traffic, healthier people, quieter mornings. Sounds beautiful, doesn't it? But for that future to make it reality, we need one important thing, and that is respect. When I say respect, because share the road is not just a traffic instruction, it is a mindset. Roads do not belong only to cars. They belong to everyone. Pedestrians, cyclists, school children, delivery workers, and even for senior citizens. Every person on the road is simply trying to reach home safely. We need to create that environment. That would take time, but if we put efforts, we can surely Sometimes we forget how vulnerable cyclists are. A person inside a car has protection around them. Cyclist has nothing except balance and hope. One careless overtake, one distracted driver checking a phone, one unnecessary horn, or one moment of impatience can change somebody's life forever. So building a cycle-friendly future is not only about infrastructure. It is also about kindness, patience, and understanding that saving someone's life is more important than saving your 30 seconds. If you see the roads today, if you see the traffic today, if you see the riders and drivers today, one thing that we find where people are lagging, that is patience, that is respect, that is understanding of traffic rules and understanding of riding your vehicle on the road. This is very important that we need to have all these, including kindness, patience, and understanding in our culture, in the people again, so that we can create a better future for the coming generations. And honestly, cycling teaches values that modern lifestyle desperately needs. As I was discussing, like patience, discipline, awareness, endurance, and balance. Maybe that is why so many people say or cycling feels therapeutic. Not because it is an exercise, but because for a little while, the mind becomes lighter. No notifications, no endless scrolling, no pressure to reply instantly, just moment, breathing and peace. No matter what category you come from. Of course, building a cycle-friendly future also requires action. We need safer roads, proper cycle tracks, parking spaces for bicycles, awareness campaigns in schools and colleges, and better traffic discipline. But real change begins with ordinary people making small decisions, cycling to a nearby market instead of taking a bike, encouraging children to cycle more, choosing one no vehicle day, at least one day a week, or simply giving cyclists enough space and respect on the road. Small steps create big change. After all, every big moment in the history started slowly, just like a bicycle. More young people are cycling again. Cycling clubs are growing. People are becoming health conscious. And environmental awareness is increasing. The change has already started. So before I end, I want you to imagine one last scene. It is early morning, cool air, almost empty roads, and a child learning to ride bicycle where parents runs behind carefully holding the seat and then slowly letting go. That moment is much bigger than cycling because it is trust. It is that courage and growth that we give to the child. A future where roads feel safer, cities feel healthier, people feel more connected, and movement is just not fast but meaningful. So the next time you see a cyclist on the road, do not just see them as an obstacle. See them as a part of solution. Because cleaner cities, healthier lives, and kinder roads may not begin with engines. They may begin with pedals. With this, we would definitely wish you good luck for everything. May we save our environment. May we save our Mother Earth. Thank you.